Greetings, friends and fellow cigar box guitar enthusiasts. Del Puckett here, sporting the CF Cigar Box Guitars sports hat. A while back, probably about maybe a month and a half ago, I got a package in the mail from Donny Bonus from Buffalo, New York, and he sent a cigar box guitar. Whoops. It was basically in parts. It was like a kit with detailed instructions on how to assemble everything and the reasons why he built it the way he did and all of his thoughts and stuff like that. I wanted to share this with you here and let you know kind of where I picked it up from. So this part here was a little thick. I had the option of doing a Forstner bit and deepening these things or just cutting the back off. So I just cut the back off, made it thinner. I'll go back and treat that so that you can't tell it's been cut. I'll try to match the stain and rough it up here. But look how thick this neck is. Now there's no fretboard on it. It is going to be a slider, and it's really rough on the back with a very interesting heel here, with a screw hole that goes through here. If you can see that or not, yeah, screw hole there. The wood gets real thin here, and I was kind of scared, I guess. I mean, it's real thin there. I did reinforce it with another little block right here because I am going to add some springs to this on the inside. But so we got epoxying the piezo right underneath where the saddle is going to be, I'm guessing right here, and then epoxy holding these kind of things down here. Interesting sound holes. Anyhow, yeah, and so we do have kind of a little bit of a well, I want to say, yeah, there's definitely a ramp warp in this thing here. So what I was thinking about doing, for two reasons. Number one, I was going to put a fretboard on top of it just to give it some lift over the box top, because the plane of this guy here, you can see it's pretty much straight here, just to get some get the strings up higher action. And I did carve for the bolt that's going to go there to hold the strings up. That one just happens to be see-through. Yay, see-through. So I'm going to put the tuners on. Oh, I did try gluing this here, but because this is a piece of vinyl planking, it did not stick. So cleaned it back up, and I'll probably just end up just screwing it in here. I was trying to be strategic with the screws to have them be my fret position markers. So I might do the screws after that. What I'll do is I'll put the strings on everything and set it up here so that the strings are flying over the fretboard, right? And I'll put that fretboard in place, mark the harmonics where it needs to go or whatever, and then do my screws so that I can, because there's a big old gap in here. I don't know if you can see my cheesy white beard through the gap there, right? So I could go back and fill it with putty, or if I needed to, whatever, but I'm thinking that if I squeeze it down first, I'll remove that gap that's in there. Still might have a little bit of a ramp. That's okay, because like I said, it is going to be a fretless slider. But I wanted to also to point out just how rough the back of this neck is, man. It's like they carved it with an axe. Donnie, this is freaking brutal, dude. Absolutely brutal. Now, so this piece here marries with the other side of the box. And look at that finish on here, dude. Oh, he also sent these covers for the jack. All you got to do is, route it out larger. So if you have any kind of problem, you just pull everything out and all the wires come out here. I did also an additional block in here because I'm going to do a retrofit. I know we have instructions in here exactly how to put this thing together. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some hinges on here. In fact, I've already done it. Put hinges on the backside here. The reason being is because I wanted it to open, but I wanted it to open the top. like, so for holding the cigar box here, I want to be able to have a latch so I can open it this way, you know, because there's gonna be a lot of room in here. So you know, so I'm putting the hinges on the back side, which is typically where you open it from. Typically they open this way, but this one's gonna open this a ways. So anyhow, that's where we're at right now, and just one quick peek in here. I mean, this by all intents and purposes, this is just kind of just sloppy work right here, but the whole thing has got kind of a vibe to it that the more I'm playing around with it, the more intrigued I'm getting, because I don't know, it's so different than the way I build. I'm looking forward to hearing how it's going to sound. So the reason why I put this piece of wood here is so I could put a hook there. And the reason why I put this piece of wood down here is so I could put a hook there. So I'm going to combine the top to the bottom with a spring, a reverb spring, and then button it up. Can you hear the reverb? I'm just about ready to put the strings on. This thing came with its own saddle. I did find a nice rusty hinge, and the holes here line up perfectly with the little blocks I put inside just to make sure that it's going to be strong. I do have an eye here for the strap. Of course, the hinge is there. Now, I opted for a little skinnier fretboard here. This is an old ruler, but the thickness on this thing here is thin enough so that I get some string launch here. The other fretboard I had was a thick one, and so the string launch is going to be closer to the. So anyhow, I'm just opting for this one because of it's just a slightly bit thinner here. You see that gap here that I gotta cover up. Yeah, so I'm just gonna do some screws and screw this thing down, and those screws will be strategic to the position markers, ideally. They find an old rusty nail here, and it goes through these eyes, and this is just to hold the strings down so that they go straight from the tuners this way instead of coming up right away, because this is a steep incline there for those strings. So they're going to go through underneath that nail right here, and then up, and then over here, and then all the way to here and get captured. I'll put some nails so that the string go through the ball end. Then I might have to just spread them out because the thickness of these guys here is a little thinner, so they're gonna have to fan out before they go up and over the saddle. So yes, I will be using strings from the CBGG. These are the gauges, 44, 34, and 26. I do have links in the video description below with product codes, and you guys can get discounts if you use my product code. This one here has been stained to look old, but I think I need to hit it with some brown just to kind of get it to tie in, and maybe some gloss, because the whole box is glossy. You can see that, but the fret is kind of satiny. So we're falling apart. We're falling apart. All right, we are strung up, and I am tuned E, B, E. And I had to kind of mess around with this guy here to make sure that I had the fifth above the octave here, and also that whenever I did my chord, if this thing is tilted over here, then this thing has to match the tilt. So this kind of has to, like, the skinny side has to come forward in order for these chords here to be straight up and down. Like before I messed with this thing here, I had to go like that to get the chord to sound right. And and watch here, check this out. If I twist it, you can hear it go out. So it's got to be straight up and down. If I go the other way, sounds out. So in order to get the saddle to be perfectly straight up and down to your eyeball, right? And you got to put a little tilt on this guy, right? So anyhow, I'm just kind of goofing around here. I like to slide into that third note instead of go da na 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 na. I'm sliding in. Kind of a cool trick. All right, so these strings are still stretching. Yeah, you can hear it. You gotta play it tough and rough, man. Aggressive. That way you can stretch the strings. And also you just kind of give them a grab. One hand, grab them with the other hand, and you pull up and push down and just kind of stretch them. Get them to stop losing tune. Dude, I can feel the spring and you can hear the spring. So what's kind of cool is you get the when you don't mute it here on the back side here, so you get the back note, front and back are the same. So you get this natural kind of resonation with the spring. Oh my gosh, dude, you gotta hear it to believe it, man. And it's not coming through the phone, so. All right, let's plug it in. All right, we're plugged into the Vox Mini. And I actually changed the tuning. I went from a G to a B to a D. So it's a 1, 3, 5 major chord. So that way it's you just whenever place you go is a major chord. Wow, guys, seriously, this was a fun little retro, and ended up just getting an old rope here and just tying a knot on both sides there. So I got a little extra rope there, so I can hang it lower if I wanted to. So I'm gonna go back. still and maybe touch this up just a bit with some dark and then some some brown and some gloss, and then put that in there, put the little dots on it, and that's just going to be the final touches, man. I like how the fretboard is going to go over, and God, seriously, I'm calling this the bonus guitar, dude. This is the bonus guitar. Yeah, every time you do an alternative tuning, man, it just changes the entire universe. Oh my gosh. All right, guys, that's it for this video. Don't forget to go to the cbgitty.com for all your cigar box guitar parts. Main thing, guys, is I hope you're having as much fun playing as I am. That's a lot of fun. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next video.